So when he was in the Fed, he was on the main line. He wasn't there long. He stole some money and locked up. And then he told the intel and the Fed that the ADX over there that he was affiliated with the AP, was a shot caller and all that. And then he got into this illegal intelligence unit along with Kevin Roach, Gene Bentley, Richard Bernard, Jedi Healy, some DWB. Those are the ones I know about. But he never really, I read his debriefs. I got him from a lawyer. He never said nothing about the brand, but he was telling on his Southern homeboy, Smooth, trying to kill a U.S. attorney down in fucking Texas and shit like that. So, and then Al Ross out of Montreal, Canada, involved in the killing of an informant on a drug case down in Florida and shit like that. Okay, so, but the thing is Danny was trying to be the king rat, but Kevin Roach was the king rat in that unit. He's not going to let him dethrone him because he's shooting for the witness protection program, which he got. Kevin Roach got that. So Danny Weiss got mad. He couldn't be the king rat, so we started ratting the whole unit off and ratting the cops off. Telling the whole unit's compromised. They're bringing in documents. They're suborning perjury, and they're testifying in grand jury, in front of grand juries on the information that they're getting from the government, claiming it's their own information, getting motherfuckers indicted and all that. So anyhow, he threw the unit up, and I was back in the SAM cells, no human contact cells, under an investigation at that time, and they didn't know what to do with them. But the federal case agents handling the brand racketeering case said, lock them up incommunicado somewhere. No letters, no phone calls, or nothing. So we can figure out what to do and do damage control. So Warden Pugh, who was the warden at the ADX, said, well, fuck it, lock them down. Back in the SAM cells, there's only 4 cells back there in the C block, back when we got Gresham. So they went to him and they told him, we got orders to lock you down in the SAM cells back there where we got Gresham. And he told me, he said, bad move. They said, well, we got orders. He said, okay, let's go. He came in hollering my name. And I asked him, who is that? He said, Gatto. So, fucking, I said, oh, all right. He said, oh, brother, you wouldn't believe what was going on. We hooked up a numerical code. He started spilling the beans on everything that was going down in that fucking unit, right? So, I told him, listen, you got to expose this shit to the news media because they're fabricating cases on prisoners, U.S. citizens, foreign nationals, everything. So I told him, you got to fucking, you got to expose this to the news media. So we tried to go to like the Dallas Morning News or something like that, and he couldn't get them things, but he got that Denver news magazine called Westford News out of Denver, Colorado, to pick it up. A guy, a staff rep, his name was Alan Prendergast. So the first one came out in June or July of 2000. It's called The Broken Code. It's got Danny Weeks' picture on it, and it's got a cop's picture on it named Joe Principe. Who Principe didn't do anything wrong. They got him indicted with us in Santa Ana on the racketeering case, but he really didn't do anything wrong. He was a union rep, and the unions were beefing with the suits, and the ADX beefing with the wardens, AWs, all of them. And what Principe did was he was down at a union meeting, and they were all talking shit about Warden Pugh, and Principe said, fuck it. We should just march down to the facility and shoot that motherfucker. Talk about shooting for warrant, right? So that really put them off. So they used all them informants to go after cops that they didn't like, union members and all that. That's what got Joe Principe put on home leave, paid leave, and ultimately got him indicted for out in California. It was all bullshit. Danny Weeks in the first article, there's 2 articles I know about. First one was in 2000 called The Broken Code. In that one, he's blaming Kevin Roach, the king rat in the illegal intelligence GADX, as being the guy smutting down Joe Principe. But in the second article, 5 years later, called Bringing Down the Brotherhood, that article is kind of a reiteration of the first one, but mostly now it's covering Joe Principe, the cop, on how they set him up, talked him around and all that. And in there, the staff writer says, well, when Weeks first went in to the super snitch unit, he was one of the guys burning it right from the gate, smutting down the cop, Joe Principe, because they'd say anything that the government wants to say, right? And while they're doing that, they're doing training videos. They're filming them how to bust motherfuckers trying to move dope in over the phones, how they turn cops, how they move on people with knives. Check it out. They had cops, real cops, dressed as prisoners, and then they had the prisoners, Danny Weeks and them, wearing ski masks with real knives, coming up behind the cops like they're cutting their throats. They were filming the shit. That's even in the article, the first article, the broken code, right? So this is how fucking how whacked out that whole trip was, and that's what ultimately got me sent to the feds to fucking California because I filed a lawsuit on all that. It's mentioned in that first article, the broken code. They're talking about Danny Weeks. Once he started exposing that the whole fucking that illegal intelligence, was just a scam, to fabricate cases on the motherfuckers, they moved them out of there into a lockdown area with no privileges at all. And he says, and in that unit, him and another prisoner, they didn't mention who it was, but it was me. That once he gave this information, I'm the motherfucker that filed the lawsuits, right? And started busting shit out. And was responsible for them shutting that fucking illegal intelligence unit down, getting the director of Federal Bureau of Prisons fired, the whole trip. I had to go through the White House, to National Security Advisor Condoleezza Rice, to George Bush, the president, to his Attorney General, John Ashcroft, who's the boss of the Director of Federal Bureau of Prisons, got her forced up. The new Director of Federal Bureau of Prisons, when he came in, named Harley Lappin, and the new warden, there's a whole administration at the ADX, the upper administration was forced out. They brought in new ones, the new warden, Robert A. Hood, and the new director, Harley Lappin. They said the first order of business was, Lappin told him, get me. He says, get that motherfucker out of my system. And I wouldn't, they were offering me deals, shut me up. I ain't taking no deals, man. I ain't taking shit. And and mine is even, when I got out to California, because I missed payments that ordered by the magistrate, and I was challenging the magistrate's authority, but I'd already won. The lawsuit had already won because I shut down that illegal intelligence unit. So the case is John Gressler versus Michael Cooksey. That's the head of it. And I'm also suing Michael Cooksey, the assistant director of the Federal Bureau of Prisons, then the North Central Regional Director in Kansas City, Hertzberger, then Ward Pugh at the ADX, A.W. Gallegos at the ADX, SIS Intel Lieutenant Lex Smith at the ADX. He was the one that was hands-on running the illegal intelligence unit, and that was Danny Weeks' handler and Kevin Roach's handler Nolan. He was handling all the shit. Jennifer Grundy, the lawyer for the facility, I was suing her too, and I was suing 3 informants. Gene Bentley, Kevin Roach, and Danny Weeks. So they're all named in the lawsuit, right? And
How can
there was the illegal conspiracy and all that, right? So then when they let me out, they said, what the fuck do you want? Because I ain't taking no deal. I said, put me out on the main line. Don't be locking me down, let me wreck with everybody. They said, no. I said, all right, I'm going back doing what the fuck I'm doing. And I'd be doing law 12 to 15 hours a day, right? And I got dents in my fingers. So finally the warden came back and says, okay, we're going to try that. You can't wreck with everybody, but we're going to put you in the population and all that. So they put me on C range, lower C range, and everybody I could get their ear, I'm explaining everything, busting everything out, the illegal intelligence, everything that's going on, and how the government's involved and stirring up the race war and the Lewisburg thing and everything. So the warden comes by and he tells me, he says, everywhere you go, nothing but death and chaos follows you. Yeah, so what's your point? So the thing is I'm not shutting nothing down. And finally, I filed another lawsuit in connection with the same thing, and was including other people, some Mexicans out of Texas too, Herbie Huerte and fucking Juan, fucking Matabawa Stereos, and another one, a crew out of Texas that was Texas and Mexico, kind of a cartel thing. I was including them because they were giving all their information to them guys too, trying to fucking fabricate cases on them. So eventually, and I wasn't shut nothing up. I wasn't stopped. And so finally, just came at 1:30 in the morning and told me to pack my shit. I thought I was going back to Illinois on a racketeering case. And they said they didn't know where I was going. I'd find out when I get to Oklahoma City. When I get to Federal Transfer Center, they say, you know where you're going? I told them no. They said it was a weird code, hard to get out of the fucking system. Some place called Dual Vocational Institution in Tracy, California. They're kicking me all the way out of the system. So they booted me out, right? So, you know.
So,
but that's what got me put kicked. But the thing is that's all on LexisNexis too. And you can go on the internet, westwardnews.com. First one, year 2000, Alan Prendergast, he's the staff writer. Year 2000, a broken code. And then 5 years later, same staff writer, Alan Prendergast, bringing down the Brotherhood. And it tells you about, it comes into what was going on in the units and the whole fucking trip, right?
Yeah. That's nuts, man. It's let's see. Well, we got 9 minutes. Let me ask you this question, man. So they wanted me to ask you who you made before, right? But that could have got you into trouble. But who was it who caught your fancy, if we could rephrase that question? Like someone you didn't make but would like take under your wing that you could that's memorable, you know?
Well, there's a lot of guys that I knew. Little Matt, he's dead now. Just a lot of guys, man. Along the way, you meet good guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a lot of guys that you maybe didn't make, but that were good fucking dudes you do business with. Clay Fountain, he was one of them. He was never brand.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he wasn't brand. They say, well, he wasn't brand.
Oh.
He was never brand.
Wow, okay.
He was a good friend of mine. He was a good friend of mine, a good friend of Tommy's. But he was never brand. Fucking Tumbleweed, he was a good one out of Rhode Island. There's just a lot of guys you meet along the way in life that are good guys, right?
Yeah.
You know
That's
what I mean?
crazy. Yeah, they always say that Fountain was brand and that shit was a brand retaliationary fucking hit. No, on
No, it wasn't. Tommy, it was a personal thing between Tommy and Flux. And Clay heard the cops talking about retaliating against Tommy, trying to get him. He was thinking maybe they'd try to get him too, because he's friends. Because they were talking at one time about killing all this. And the cops were. And they even admitted that in motherfucking federal court. So anyhow, Clay got off that night and got off on 3 of them. But they were trying to say, they were trying to see who had the most bodies, the most knots, and their gun handles. All that's bullshit. All of it's bullshit.
yeah.
So yeah, Clay was never brand, ever.
I think that's shit. A lot of people don't know that one. So yeah.
Yeah, he was a good friend of mine. He was a good friend of mine before Tommy was even in the shoot, and even in the Catoya. I took command of my wings. He was a good youngster, and he's my rec partner and all that. He was a good kid, man.
So how many so Clay was military, right? He was a Marine. How many cats came over from the military spot in Leavenworth and went to Marion and all that stuff? Was that common, or was
I don't know. I don't know, but I know there's quite a few of them. Mike Sizemore, Clay, Crazy Horse. There's a few of them. I can't help. Those are the ones that I just came across. But there was more of them in the joints I was at that were military. Because if you kicked up too much stuff for the military, they just send you to the feds. Clay was kicking a lot of dust in the disciplinary barracks in Fort Leavenworth, and then they did a deal with him, let him out of the hole, and if he promised to be good. Then he got out to the main disciplinary barracks, got a knife, and all the guards in the disciplinary barracks are soldiers, right? So he grabbed the fucking snatch of a hostage, had a knife on his throat, was outside the armory, and told the kid in the armory, another soldier, let him in the armory, he's going to cut him off there. So he opened the door up and let him in the armory. Now he's got 2 hostages and all the fucking guns. This really happened. I read the second fucking court martial on that one. I read the transcripts. I couldn't believe it. I said, they fucking actually let you in the goddamn armory. Wow. The motherfucking M14s, pump 12 gauge shotguns, 45, K-bar, motherfucking Marine Corps knives, everything. You got everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
They had to call in the Kansas City SWAT team to back them up, to back the military up. Oh, finally, it was just like a Mexican standoff. He couldn't go nowhere. He took too much time getting armed, rambled up, getting armed to the cheeks, right? Finally, he just had to surrender because he wasn't going nowhere. I guess he surrendered for some pizzas and shit. And right after that, they sent him into the fed.
See, I don't think anyone knows that one, especially that it was Brand.
That's really true shit. Hey, and he caught his case. He was beefing with a sergeant. He was on a Marine deployment on a ship. They went into Subic, and the sergeant told him he can't fucking get no shore leave. So Clay said, okay. So they all went shore leave. Clay left the ship, went and knocked the Filipino ship patrol guy out. Took his pistol, took a 12 gauge from him, and went and hunted down the sergeant that said he couldn't get no shore leave, and shot him, capped him right on the dance floor with the shotgun.
Holy shit.
Even in front of everybody, Clay's pops told him, "You motherfucker, I taught you better than that. You're in islands in the middle of the Pacific, in jungles. You could have caught him, marched him up in the jungle, capped him, and fed him to the fucking alligators or something. You had to go shoot him in front of everybody on a motherfucking dance floor." And then he took a bunch of Marines hostage, and was walking them along hostage. He's got a pistol, but he's got him under a 12 gauge. And he got him out on a pier, and then they all rode different directions. Stuck their children off the pier into the water and getting away from him. So Clay ran into a building, and he got into a fucking shootout with the fucking Marine Corps, the military SWAT team and shit, military police, yeah. And finally he ran out of ammo and he had to surrender.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's how he ended up the fucking disciplinary barracks in Leavenworth.
Oh man,
that's real shit. I read that motherfucking transcript too. I was laughing like a motherfucker. I said, God damn. So then they sent him to fucking in the Fed. He was in Lewisburg for a minute, got wrapped up with Terre Haute. He told me up through Musketeer and Terre Haute. And they sent him to Marion to the shoe, and that's where I met him.
Oh, okay. See, that's the kind of things that when I was asking my profiles on shit that they put false profiles out, false history and all that. I just want to get the real history.
You have 1 minute left.
These guys, but
but that's true. Everything I just told you.
Yeah, true. Absolutely, man.
And then me and him rode through the vent together and found all the cops' riot gear. Their riot gear was battling with them. Back to the pipes station. I mean, Clay, we had our helmets and gas masks on and everything. It was fucked up.